Eric Fenstermaker, welcome to the Game Informer Show, sir.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's nice to focus in a little bit with you as a writer coming from Obsidian and everything.
You know, I worked on, before New Vegas, I worked on a game. It was going to be an RPG based on the Aliens movie license.
That's right, yeah.
I worked on that for a year, and then it got canceled. And we were really excited about that, and it got canceled. And that's heartbreaking.
So with the Aliens thing, was that just, I'd imagine you're a fan of the films, was that just a ton of digesting that world? And I'd imagine the team is just losing its mind with excitement, because I don't know how far into that game you got, but it must have just been before the heavy crunch period where it was still, pie in the sky fantasy about what this thing could be.
Yeah, we were kind of, I think we were mid-production, and that was another case where, it took a while for us to figure out, what's the fun of the game? How does the RPG fit into the setting? How do you do a third-person shooter in this world? And how do you have an RPG where your only antagonists can't talk? And we were starting to wrap our heads around that, and things were, I think, getting on a good path. And we just put together kind of a secondary vertical slice demo when Sega decided to pull the plug on the project.
Do you know why they pulled the plug?
I think they had, I think they just had to be more conservative with their portfolio, and they already had Colonial Marines was in development at the same time, and I think they just decided to bet on that instead.
Yeah. Is that still heartbreaking for you?
It's tough to lose a year of your work, but it's years later. I don't mind it so much.
What was the most exciting thing for you? What's the saddest thing to lose? What were you most passionate about on that project that you wanted to see through?
We had a really fun cast of companions in that game, actually. And that was the first game where I was going to be a full-time writer on that one. And so we had, we had a guy that was like a total asshole. We had a guy that was like a hayseed. Just kind of we were trying to find that dynamic that Aliens had, where you had just a diverse group of people cast together, or diverse group of personalities, I should say, thrown together, dealing with this crisis. And I think it was going to be a really cool story with kind of some really big, high-stakes moments in it.
So is the overall pitch then just like part New Vegas, part Alpha Protocol, but fighting aliens?
I suppose, although New Vegas came later.
Right, okay.
But, I think it was just... Yeah, I've seen that pitch document at some point, but I think it's just it's a third-person shooter where you fight aliens, and that was basically.
With some sort of.
We looked at doing first-person too, but because Colonial Marines was first-person, I think Sega didn't want us to do first-person. I think first-person probably would have worked better.
But imagine there's a lot of fun social dynamics then with that team, and also just there's a heavy RPG layer, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and we were looking at ways to have it. To have you kind of be role-playing while you're on the move, walking around in these like tense situations, so you're walking down some dark hall and you trigger some banter with a companion. And we had a system where it's a little like maybe Darkest Dungeon, I think, does this now, where it's kind of an insanity system or a morale break system where if things just got too out of hand, each companion would deal with that morale break in a different way. Some might, go off and start shooting everybody, like the guy in Predator. Just unload all their bullets in a spray around the room. Some people might run off and cower. That was going to be kind of cool, just to kind of see everybody get pushed to their breaking point. We were trying to explore that.
Thank you so much for watching this excerpt from the Game Informer Show podcast. You can click right here if you want to subscribe and listen to the audio version of the full show. Full episodes air every Thursday, and they feature Game Informer editors sitting around talking about the biggest reviews, previews. We talk about exclusive impressions of Game Informer's cover stories. We have long-form developer interviews, everything that's great in gaming. So every Thursday, be sure to check it out.